David, welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today. We are joined 3,000 miles away. I'm in the Hamptons. I'm not in LA yet, but she's still having fun without me. Miss Sarah Fraser.
Don't worry, you'll be here. We're taking everybody along. We have a very hot reservation this week at Hotel Bel Air. We're going to share with you everything we eat. And just to show you like behind the scenes, I mean, literally, we were going to start 10 minutes ago. And then I said to David, stop. I have to put a progesterone pill in my vag. I'll be right back. You know, I think I'm like, pregnant. So
is that what you have to do? Oh, God. Well, enjoy that experience of these pills in your vagina.
They don't feel anything. You know, this is anybody, if anyone wants to have a kid over 40, let me just tell you this. Just freeze your freaking eggs, okay? If you're listening to this and you're 33, do yourself a favor. Spend $18,000. That's what it will be, like whole kit and caboodle, to freeze like 15 eggs that are going to be great quality. That's the storage fees for a while. Freeze them, okay? I'm over 40. I'm doing blood tests every week, bitch. I got to put progesterone pills in my vag to keep those, levels high. These eggs, anyway, I will give you a full report, but it is going well.
Listen, you're offering
to hear all this.
Good advice to the ladies. You know what, though, Sarah Fraser? I've got good advice for the ladies, too.
Tell me. We have a lot.
honeylove.com/ put in code velvet. It is Sarah, I'm not kidding you.
I love Honey Love.
Best shapewear. And let me tell you something. When you go to bed at night, like when you get home from like a day of like working on the Sarah Fraser show and like you're so sweaty on like under your bra. Well, guess what, girlfriend? Not with Honey Love. It's going to be so comfortable. You could sleep in the damn bra. So honeylove.com, put in code velvet. And for now, you get 15% off, but hurry. It really is the most comfortable bra in the world. I swear to you.
I'm obsessed. I love it. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I sent you one then. Where I know where you want to begin, girl. I look at the smile on her face. There's nothing Sarah wants to talk about more than Nene and Bethenny. That's where you want to start. I can see it on your face.
I mean, I could spend 2 hours. I took notes. I dissected this.
Talk to me.
First of all, but you listen to it first, okay? What is I like your take on it, because you're really, truly, one of the Bravo, insiders. I don't say that, lightly. You really are.
Thank you.
And a lot of the players around these women. Carlos King, we both know Carlos, who's obviously had Nene on. I mean, what was your take on this 2-part Nene on Bethenny?
Take on who? Nene, Bethenny. Where do you want to start? My take on Nene or my take on Bethenny? I mean, look, Giselle was on Watch What Happens this past week, and they said to her, from New York, your favorite franchise, and they said, who is the most overrated housewife? And she said Bethenny. And she said, I think Bethenny is spiraling. I go back. Here's my overarching thoughts. Nene, when Nene does interviews, I find her very engaging. It's like a little sad. We'll get into that, in a minute. But I do find her like, look, these people are all real life people, right? They're all different. They're the same as on the show, but they're different. So I find like when Nene like slows down and has like a real professional interview, I find her like I'm interested in what she has to say. Bethenny is just, again, like there was one part in particular where she's just like, yeah, well, like you were like trying to leave the Housewives to become a real actress, like Glee, and and Nene's like, what? No, yeah, like I had great acting parts, but I wasn't like, you're asking the guest a question. She's answering and saying no. She's like, no, that's not really the narrative, is kind of what. And Bethenny's like, no, you had like a major show. It was all about you. Finally, they realized it was the new normal, which was also Ryan Murphy. But like, she asks a question and Nene is giving an answer, and Bethenny's like saying like, no, you actually were going to leave the Housewives. You wanted to be a real series. Like, she's making her own narrative. And I'm like, she said 5 times that wasn't the case. She was doing both at the same time. So as an interviewer, I just find we're back to the Raquel thing of like Bethenny just, and I really would love to have all these people that I interview and just be like, yeah, you were on like some TV show or something, right? Like you had a big part in it or whatever. Like, that's what she said. Right. And then even with the housewife, she's like, there was some scene, like there was a car or there was a wig pull. Yeah. I mean, I say all the time on here with you, I don't remember anything, but you remember a general idea. And then I sit here and I Google it. Oh, that was season 8. So write down season, like, every now and then I'll say something like, oh, was that season 8 or 9? But not really. I have the thoughts in my head and then I have to sit here for 12 fucking hours and Google it. Not that this chat here today is about me, but I just find once again, she's so just like all over the place, spiraling unprepared. What do you think?
Well, I have one more question for you. Do you feel like you learned anything new about Nene and her case or complaints against NBC Bravo and Andy?
No, I don't. I feel like I knew most of it. I feel like I knew most of that already.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Most of it. Like, what did you learn?
Well, I was going to say I'll start with the positives because I found this interview to be insufferable. I mean, and I told you, don't ever ask me. I will never listen to another Bethenny podcast again. I'm done. I cannot. I've tried to be objective. She had a couple good points because I do believe the reality union is needed. And the two big points that I agreed with both the women on is apparently NBC owns a meme company or sold a meme company that licensed a lot of these women's images to these different, apps that you download. And like they already have like a meme of Nene's face, whatever, her teeth and all this stuff. Okay. The women deserve a cut of that for sure. I mean, that deal is already done. They already signed contracts, so I don't know that they'll get it. But people in the future who are on reality shows should 100% get a licensing fee for their image. And the other thing they had a great point about is they repackaged Housewives and distributed it on other networks, other companies in Australia. Bethenny talks about a story of going to Australia. Her face was on the back of a bus. She didn't even know they were being distributed there. So they're right. They deserve credit for both those. But overall, first of all, you can skip part 1 of this interview because that's kind of like everything we already know about Bethenny, how she got, Nene, how she got cast on the show, how she met Greg. Was fine. It was some of the things I didn't know, but it was so boring. Part 1, part 2, the positives is I did learn a lot more about Nene.
Like, what did you learn?
Well, I felt like she basically told Bethenny she really wants to be an actress. She never wanted to be on reality TV. She really wants to act. That's always been her first love. I thought, she says, I'm a woman that wants to be in a relationship with a man that runs the show. I want to be in a relationship where I don't think, where he kind of makes the decisions.
I get it, girlfriend.
You do? You do not. You could never be with a man that was telling you
what everyone says.
And your business.